Everybody, William here with,
Sarah Huffman.
and as always, joined by Mr. Marshall Saunders.
Hello.
And today we're going to talk about,
Today we're going to talk about what does it mean to be healthy
oh
and the failures around health.
man, like what type of health?
There's so many different types. So
Yeah.
here's my we're just gonna have a little conversation, Will, for
All
a
right.
second. Like when you think about what it means to be healthy, like what growing up, like what did you think that meant?
Growing up or now?
Both.
Growing up, I had no idea what healthy was. To say we lacked means is an understatement. So when it came to food, it was usually out of a box. I had no direction towards physical activity. Mental health, I don't know how long we have. That wasn't, that really wasn't, it was, looking back, I understand a lot of these things now, but growing up, I had zero guidance in, quite honestly, any of these spiritual, mental, or physical health at all. None. Now, all of these things are what I spend a majority of my time on.
Mm-hmm.
Spiritual health, you can call it whatever you want. You can call it your soul. You can call it your religion. You can call it your zen with yourself. I think it's a little different than mental health. But your mental health, also, I'm going to put that with mindset. We have mindset conversations on the daily, whether they're heated or they're passionate or both. They happen daily. Right, babe?
Why are you laughing, Will?
Because we had a heated and passionate discussion just moments before you got here. But it happens. Literally, on the way here, there was a discussion. Some may call it an argument, but we don't really argue. A discussion just about just things in general.
About me running late.
Well,
Let's not just put it like in general.
Yeah, well, no, there's something about being late and then, some tasks that I felt were more important than you did. Or maybe not more important, but I was just fixating on them, and they maybe didn't be fixated on. And that's a spot for myself to continue to grow mentally. And then physical health. Physical health is one that everybody can see. So it's the one that probably gets the most scrutiny. I am by no means a health professional. I know just enough from what other people say, and I regurgitate what other people say, especially if it resonates with me. So, and the physical health is, I think, a really, really easy thing to criticize people on and to judge people on because it's you can see them. And mental health and mindset and maybe spirituality are something that are a little more personal and not always easy to... I don't think any of them are easy to discuss.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's easy to make fun of yourself. I think it's easy to, go ahead and let the fat jokes roll, but you make fun of yourself. Self-deprecation. That's kind of what I'm saying. For the longest time, one of my coping mechanisms for my physical health was self-deprecation. How do you say that word?
Deprecation.
Self-deprecation. There it is. I was trying to add an F in there. Self-deprecation. And that's just where you make fun of yourself to kind of enlighten the situation and make humor out of it. And I'm not against still being the heel of jokes and being the butt of jokes. I get it. It's kind of fun.
You don't like it.
Well, as long as it's my joke. as long as it's my joke, I don't mind it. But not other people saying it. So that's how I coped with that for the longest time until I was able to become... I didn't realize I had so much to say about this. Until I was able to become more comfortable with who I am as a whole person.
Yeah.
And all three of these things.
I'm just going to pop in real quick.
Yeah,
because
please.
I just wanted to talk about what growing up, what I thought it meant to be healthy. Growing up, what I thought healthy meant was weight. You were thin, you were a healthy stature, you were athletic, you were well liked. All these things about status. It was about what size you were.
Oh, yeah, popularity, I guess.
Popularity,
Yeah.
all those things. So as I've been thinking about kind of tying this back into our failure topic that we've been talking about all 2 weeks now, I think the reason I picked health is because I didn't want to talk about health yet, because I don't feel like I have a success story about health. Because when I was thinking about health and growing up, what health meant was your weight, what size you were, popularity, all those things. But as we've now aged, it came to me yesterday.
And aged well, I might add.
Well, my 11s. I'm like, I think I need the Botox here, my 11s.
The Botox.
But it was interesting because I think it was, I can't remember if it was yesterday or if it was just this morning, one of those Facebook memories popped up, and it was of 6 years ago, and I had just done this, at the time, what I thought amazing diet, and I was 60 pounds lighter than I am right now. I looked healthy. But if anyone knew what I was experiencing on the inside, it was the opposite of healthy. But from the outside, I mean, it was, oh my gosh, Sarah, you look great. Like, oh, did I not look good before?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks for the backhanded compliment.
Right.
But it was interesting because I think it was yesterday, because I told you yesterday. Yeah. I'm like, gosh, I look at that person, and yes, I like how she looks. Like, she looks, quote unquote, healthier. She's thinner. She seems to, it's more fun to go shopping, all those things. But when I think about where my mind was 6 years ago and where my confidence level was 6 years ago, it was really in the tank. Like, it was bad because I cared so much about what other people thought that my mental health was really at a deficit, but my physical health was much better, quote unquote.
I mean, was it? I mean,
it wasn't, because to lose that weight, I basically starved myself for 6 weeks. And then as soon as you went back to like a healthy lifestyle or healthy diet, that weight came right back on, because you really weren't healthy in what I wasn't healthy in what I was doing. But I was thinking about, like, what is it to be healthy? Because I 100% agree with you. The fact that if our mindsets are healthy, everything else is going to happen. Because I really feel now I'm in a much healthier place now, even at this weight that I may not like. But my world and my life and my mindset and my emotional health is so much stronger than that 6 years ago, much thinner person. I'll take this person, this version of me, any day. And it was interesting because when I don't like my arms. I just don't like my arms. I never have liked my arms.
She absolutely hates them, like in photos and anything. It's just like, all right.
It will be like 150 degrees out, and I will still
wear a sweater.
Well, I'm wearing a sweater today.
Yeah.
But it's been one of those like body parts where I find like shame, or I just feel like that's where I failed. Like, oh, it would be really nice to wear a sleeveless shirt, but like I don't, because I don't like how my arms look. But then I read something recently where it's like, yes, but you need to really think about what those arms have done. Those arms are the arms that have given hugs to the people that you loved. Those arms are the things that make you who you are. So why am I cutting myself down on things that, like, that's part of who I am and part of my story? And I know I'm not alone. alone.
No, not at all.
But it's like, this is the kind of stuff where we never talk about it because we're ashamed or embarrassed.
Sarah?
Yes, Will?
Okay, we're going to talk about health for a second, right?
Yes.
We have been, right? Now, anybody who's watching this who knows Sarah knows that if there's something that you can buy a book on from A to Z, to diet or or
good topic.
I'm gonna go with it. I mean, everywhere from the medical medium to Atkins to, have you done the South Beach?
Of course.
Oh, okay. Have you done what are some of the other ones that I'm gonna, I'm just gonna say, when we talk about the failure thing right here, Sarah has failed at them all.
Absolutely.
100%.
We can even go back.
And hold on, I'm going to say not 100%. That was rude. Because I bet from every one of those things, you can look back and take something that you did appreciate from it and apply that to your future self. So to say 100% I don't think was fair.
No, but I would say I have failed. I could write a book about the diets that I have been on, And I mean, this is a multi-billion-dollar money-making industry in our world.
For-profit industry.
I am not alone, but I mean, I have stories that I can laugh about from the time. Well, I think the hardest one is I did Weight Watchers when I was like in high school. I want to say maybe like 8th or 9th grade. My mom was taking me to Weight Watchers, and I don't blame her. She was trying to use tools to help me find, ways to get quote unquote healthier from a weight
that
perspective.
Were available at the time. Absolutely.
And I remember being so embarrassed walking into the Hub in Richfield at the Weight Watchers. It was in the corner next to like the Dots store. Having to go downstairs. I'm in the room with a bunch of middle-aged women, and I got to step on a scale and track. And I think literally I'm probably like 14 or 15 years old. So this like diet culture has been literally ingrained in who I've been. And when I think about failure, I think sometimes I do have a hard time finding success, because the one thing I've worked so hard on for so long, I've never been able to like complete. But I think where it's now different is I'm okay with who I am right now. Truthfully.
Absolutely.
My body supports me in everything it needs to do. My body is working for me. My body has protected me because I've had a lot of different like health things. Then it was, I just have to look at it differently now that it's way more than weight. But let's talk about the diets.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, give me a thumbs up if you've been on Weight Watchers at least 3 times. I mean, it's not a one-time thing.
Right.
Okay, so let's talk about, I've done South Beach. I've done LA, what was that called? LA Diets, or?
I have no
I'm going to have to
idea.
look it up. Where I had to eat so much chicken. And all these bars, and like I spent so much money on these LA lights. I gotta look up what that thing was called. And I had to go in 3 or 4 times a week, and the first thing they would ask you after they weighed you is, have you pooped today? Well, what does that matter? Like, so if I have or haven't, what are you gonna do? Add or take off 2 pounds? I don't know how much poop really weighs.
2 pounds of poop
We
is a
can
lot of
edit-
poop. No, this
can-
is great.
we can edit
this is
this
great.
out.
We're doing poop talk. Poop
But
talk.
then, it has been Atkins. It has been paleo. It has been gluten-free, dairy-free. It has been, like, you name it, I've done it. And now I would say, but Will, you've done it too. Because when I met you, one of the first things you told me is that you lost 100 pounds.
Yeah.
You can turn that around.
Oh, okay. All right. So, people who know me, I've struggled with weight for a very long time. I'm not blaming it on health issues, but I've had some serious stomach issues in my life. Had dysmotility syndrome, which is caused by Yersinia,
I don't even know what that means.
which was Yersinia was the leading cause of death in the Black Plague. Which quick science story or medical story here. Your stomach has these waves that go back and forth in it, and what it does, those waves work in unison, and it breaks down the food properly. When I was younger, I contracted Yersinia from some rat feces that was on some food that I ate. I was born over in England. My mother shopped on the open market, put the food in the food processor, and it lay dormant in my bowels until I was, I think, 8 or 9. I have a hard time remembering this, the exact years. And then I thought I had everything from a stomach ulcer to depression to all this or that. I was in the hospital for quite a few months. And then they figured it out what it was by accident. They stumbled across it. But ever since then, I've had some serious health issues. I shouldn't say health issues. I had a tumor and stuff like that. But I've had issues with my weight. One is, everybody knows if you want to get healthier, eat better and exercise, right? So I'm not trying to say that I don't know what to do, and I'm not going to make excuses. But I will say I am in much better shape than I was back in high school. Those of you who know me, I was 370, 380 pounds. Sometimes pushing 4 bills. I mean, I was a big boy, very large. Now I'm 260, 270-ish. I wear a size 36 pants. I don't think even in high school I wore a size 36 pants. But it's easier for guys. I think it's easier. I don't know why. I don't know if it's testosterone or whatever, but no, I've changed my eating habits a lot. I follow the FODMAPs protocol quite a bit, and I don't really do dairy anymore. I don't do gluten anymore. Now, don't get me wrong, I love a good piece of bread. I had some banana swirl cinnamon bread. It was left over. It was on the counter. I did it. It was so good. I don't really do dairy anymore. I love cheese. Don't do bread anymore. Don't do gluten anymore. Now, this is like the 80-20 rule. 80% of the time you don't do this stuff. And it's what happened, and I try to cut out red meat as well. A few years back, I went to my general physician, Dr. Post, and he goes, your cholesterol's like 1 point high, and it's no big deal because it's only 1 point, but you should, just be mindful. And I'm like, I freak out at that because I am a large guy, and I don't ever want to wake up one day and I had a heart attack or, something like that because I ate too much red meat. So at that point in time, I cut a ton of red meat out, and I still have to this point. I'm kind of rambling here, but when we first met, I didn't know what it was called at the time, but it was called paleo. That's a huge buzzword. I was just eating meat and veggies. So I'm like, I know if I eat Oreos, bad. Zucchini, good. Like that was my thought process on this. I met you and you're like, oh, you eat paleo. I'm like, what did you call me? You're like, no, it's something called Paleolithic era when all people ate was meat and potatoes, and then but then it goes deeper into that. So now we're pretty close to that as well. That's how we try to eat. Once again, we're not perfect. We're always on the go. Nobody is, so don't ever put that pressure on yourself.
And I think that's the other thing, though. Don't mean to cut you off, but
no, it's all good.
For me, when I look at my dieting history, it's all or nothing.
Right.
And where we have to give ourselves a little bit of grace, if we try to go all or nothing, we will fail.
Absolutely, 100%.
But the problem is
well, maybe 99%. There's might be that 1% that can still.
No, it's true.
Yeah.
Like if you do all or nothing, it's like you get off the bandwagon one little time, then you're gonna stop doing all the positive things that you've done. And I really didn't understand that all or nothing mentality, but I'm going to bring it up again. The good old Rachel Hollis conference I went to.
Yep.
She talked about all or nothing. And as I look at it, and I look at people in my life that also struggle with weight, all or nothing. All or nothing. Oh, I went on vacation. I had a really great time. Well, this sucks because I failed. I didn't commit to myself, so now I'm just going to go back to my old...
Screw it. Just throw it all away because why even bother?
My old habits... or whatever, and it's like, no, go have that fun weekend, go out. We went out to dinner last night at Young Joni. Have the things that you want. We ordered the salad, we ordered the vegetable of the peas, we had these really good lettuce wrap tacos. But you know what, we're also at Young Joni. You bet we're gonna order a pizza because it's delicious.
Gosh, what pizza was that? Side note.
The Bosque.
Bosque, Basque.
But the thing is, it's like, God. We were able to have that pizza, but I had one slice because we loaded up with the good things before.
Mm-hmm.
And today it's like, great, I had a really nice time last night, but now I'm back on my routine. And I think that's the pieces where people have to forgive themselves. People, including myself, if I could go back and talk to that 14-year-old girl inside of me, and once again, I just want to say, I'm not mad at my mom. Like, I don't want that to ever be like,
I don't think anybody thinks that.
But it's like, I wish I could go back to that girl and be like, you know what? This is what a healthy choice looks like.
Mm-hmm.
This is what, this is how you grocery shop. Like when Will and I grocery shop, we hit the outsides of the grocery store. We don't even go in the aisle except to maybe get coffee. And then when we're getting our coffee...
But Sarah, we had to have somebody teach us how to do that 3 years ago. Our friend Nicholas Sahaski literally had to... So when we're talking about this, okay, we hired an expert to help us with this because we didn't know the simple practice of grocery shopping and what the digits on the food meant, what a 9 is, what a 4 is, what a 3 is.
Ew.
And what you're putting in your body. So we actually had to have somebody teach us how to grocery shop and look at the labels and understand what it is. So it's not like, oh, look at us, we're so perfect. We had to have somebody show us how to grocery shop. Something as simple as that. Because growing up, I had no idea about nutrition. Yes, I knew that junk food was bad for you, but honestly, when you don't have any money and you can go down to Hardee's, and I'm dating myself here, and you can get a cheeseburger for 35 cents, you can get 3 cheeseburgers for just over $1, and that's all you have, that's what you're going to get. Mm-hmm. I guess I don't want to get on my high horse here too much, but I mean, just to eat healthy, putting the right putting the right food in your body for the fuel is an expensive thing, and it's a hard thing, and it's not something that's really talked about or discussed. I don't know. I'm not trying to sound.
It's true though, because the thing is, well, like the judgment in this world, people probably will judge us.
Yeah.
Like, why are we talking about health?
Yeah.
Because if you were to put us up on a billboard, we are not the poster children for health.
No.
But if I put myself up on a billboard when I talk about health and what we know and how we execute it, you can't judge a book by its cover, because our bodies may not show like what is perceived healthy, but we are very healthy people.
And I just want to say that
I did not say balanced, because I truly don't think balance is possible, but you can be healthy.
Explain that.
Balance? If you really are working or tackling a goal or going after something, you're not going to be balanced. And you know what? We're not going to go into that. We can edit this out for our thing, because I think maybe a future podcast is just about balance and failure on balance.
All right. No, let's leave this in here. Hey, guys, next time we're going to talk about balance and failure, because I have never heard Sarah say this before, and I want to hear more. So I'm writing that down.
Because if you really try to be balanced, you will fail.
I love it. You're talking about all in or... Okay, all right. We're gonna keep going here. So I got to ask you, Sarah, here. What are you going to do to keep getting better? And I'm talking we can talk about spiritual, we can talk about mental and mindset, we can talk about physical. Like what are you doing spiritually to continue to grow?
So like for me, like I do believe in God. I am more of a religious person than Will. So what I do to keep that up like as a priority in my life is I go to BSF. So I go to Bible Study Fellowship every Tuesday. It's through the school year. And for me, that's how I get fed there. We really work at what we can control within our fridge. So like our grocery shopping, we've got that really dialed in. We know what we like. We're probably really boring because we get the same things every week.
Yes, we do.
Like there's not a whole lot of variety. So we're a little bit like, is it Bill Gates?
Oh, you're talking... No, it was Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs, how he wears the same clothes every day.
Yeah, eliminate choices.
We eliminate choices. We've basically eliminated choices in our fridge and in our closet. Like, we kind of know what we're going to wear every day, and we kind of know what we're going to eat every day.
And what we're going to eat every day is usually peppers, onions, zucchini with some type of protein.
Yeah. And then the other parts for our...
And chicken wings.
For our other parts of our health is... Like, we've really dedicated our time, energy, effort when it comes to, like, physical care to Twin Life Chiropractic.
Yes.
Because they really look, Aaron and Elizabeth, if you are ever needing a chiropractor, and you know what? I'm going to invite them on this show.
Yeah, they have to come on.
Take care of me. Aaron and Elizabeth, God bless their souls, have literally helped me realize that I'm who I am, I'm okay, and I am healthy. And this is what I needed to do right now. But... they're also helping me make really great lifestyle choices when it comes to food, when it comes to schedule, when it comes to balance, when it comes to relationships. So I have the proper boundaries to stay healthy.
Man, relationships, that's another good one. All right.
I mean, failure at relationships?
Oh, man.
Is that coming up?
That would be an interesting show.
That would, yeah. Should we invite our exes?
No. But what I could tell you is I've talked about her before, Nancy Van Dyken. She's an amazing therapist. But that's the other thing is like when you feel like you're failing at something, find the tools where you can kind of dig yourself out.
And
like, you can't always do it alone. And don't be so hard on yourself.
I don't think you can ever do it alone. I mean, man, maybe there's stronger people than me out there, but I don't think doing it alone is... I mean, getting the guidance and executing it on your own is good, but you're still going to need the mentorship, the coaching. You're still going to need the mentor. I think I already said that. You're going to need that person who can hold you accountable, and also drive you in the right direction. So you need somebody who's been there and done that.
Yeah. And you know what? Well, you know what you're really good at? You're really good at not comparing yourself to others. Like, you're really confident, like, with what you do, what you look like, what, you know, where I struggle is that comparison. And that comparison piece of life can really drain every success. Because there's always going to be someone prettier, skinnier, more money, bigger house, more trips, all these things. And
you're describing the Joneses right now.
I mean, yeah.
Right?
And that whole Joneses mentality, I can think about that from my earliest memories. And that I was never enough because I never had those experiences and things and whatnot. But it's like, I don't need that. And I think that's where I've turned to be the most healthy I've ever been in my life, is it doesn't matter what's going great for other people or what isn't going great. I want to be supportive and excited for other people's successes. I want to be helping where I can help if someone's going through a rough time. I want to be the friend that people can call and be like, hey, you know what? I just made the biggest mistake of my financial life. I just made the biggest mistake of my whatever. And it's like, I want people to be able to talk to us because we've been through it all. And it's not our place to judge. It's our place to, like, be there for people.
To help and uplift. I was just listening to a video or vlog or whatever that Travis Robertson, he's a real estate coach, and he was just putting out there, and he was talking about why, and it's not real estate specific, but I'll use real estate as the term here, why you have some super high excellers, some ultra high performers in real estate or any business, and why you have your average in real estate business. Because your average person in business is going to have those conversations at a lower level about, oh, I shouldn't eat this cheeseburger, but I'm going to do it anyways. You know, or, oh, I shouldn't look for a new CRM, but I'm going to do it anyways. You know, they know that they shouldn't be doing things. And ultra high performers in personal and in business life have CEO level conversations. They have conversations at a higher level. And when they make a decision to something, they stick with it. We've made a decision to make ourselves healthier spiritually, mentally, physically, and it's not going to happen overnight. There's no magic pill. There's nothing except the hard work of doing this over and over and over again. Consistency compounds. So every time we go to the grocery store, we make that decision. Every time we don't go to yoga, we make that decision. Every time we go out to eat and we have that slice of pizza, we're making that decision. But we're conscious of it. We don't beat ourselves up over it. And we know that we're doing this with an end goal in mind, but it's down the road. We know this is a long game in everything that we're doing. Now, there are certain things you can do short term, immediately, that'll affect things quite significantly. But those are going to be short term gains with no real impact in your life except for that moment that it's happening in. So when we're making these decisions, when we're having these conversations, we'll call them, discussions, arguments, we have them with the future in mind. What can we do with this moment of our life right now that may be unpleasant, that may not be the best, it may not be where we want it to be, but what can we do? What can we take from that to really project ourselves into the future and then bring ourselves there? We imagine ourselves there, and then we actually go there. So every time you do something that, as long as the things that you do don't outweigh the things that, as long as the good things that you do outweigh the things that you shouldn't do, you're going in the right direction. Mm-hmm. Now, they should gradually more, like the 80-20 rule. It's a universal law throughout in different things and nature and everything. But 80% of the results you get are from 20% of the work that you put in. So think about that. 80% of the crap you do every day doesn't truly affect the majority of your results. It's those 20% of the things that you do. You're not eating 100% of the day, but when you are eating, those affect a major part of your life. You're not working out every part of your day, but if you do, that affects a major part of your life. In business, you're not lead prospecting and lead generating every single part of your day, but when you do, that affects a major part of your business. So just think about that. If 80% of the time you're doing the right thing, you're good, because 20% of what you do gives you 80% of your results. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I really think give yourself credit for the progress that you're making.
Yes.
Because
Absolutely.
people
Celebrate.
don't go out and run a marathon. And, like, yes, they do. But
They're weird.
yeah, but getting there, they didn't start day one of training by running a marathon. They
Nope.
maybe started day one of training by running around the block.
I still love your quote. Hey, we may have only walked the block, but we lapped everybody on the couch.
Yeah, and it's like, just even if you can commit to 30 minutes towards something towards your health, and that 30 minutes could be moving your body. And that is Will and I think that is our biggest hurdle now, is committing to moving our body every single day
Purposefully.
not
Yes.
just like walking, showing houses, walking
Right.
to the car, but like getting your heart rate up and really like showing up for yourself. And if you're like, I don't have 30 minutes, well, why don't you start with 10? Let's start with 10, because that's 10 more than you did the day before.
There it is. So, all right. So what are we going to do then?
We're going to move our body 30 minutes every day,
Okay.
even when we're tired.
Holy crap.
And I said every day.
All right. So
It doesn't mean, lifetime.
there's a decent amount of people watching this right now.
Yeah,
So they're hearing this.
accountability.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it. Accountability. But we have donated so much money to Lifetime Fitness.
Oh, yeah. To the tune of $160 a month for the past 2 years.
And
Lord knows they need it, right?
Lord knows they need it. But you know what? So do we. So we just need to go. And if it's not Lifetime, it's in our neighborhood. If it's not in our neighborhood, I'm also, believe it or not, I think a Beachbody coach, because I thought I was going to do that. And it was like cheaper to sign up as a coach.
Hey, Bob Wilkerson got one of those boxes.
I get boxes every month. I've got boxes galore.
Oh, we could talk about that. We could talk
But so
about
it's
Yoli.
Well, exactly.
We could talk about what are some of the other Shakeology.
We've done so much, but it's like those weren't necessarily tools to success. Those were like distraction tools for me. Like,
Yeah.
oh, Yoli's gonna do it. Oh, Beachbody's gonna do it. No,
You have to do it.
you have to do it. The hard work happens with yourself. It doesn't matter what like shake or what like stepping thing you buy to like whatever. It's like, no, eat good food, move yourself 30 minutes a day where you elevate your heart rate, and then do something that you love. If you don't like to run, don't run. If you don't like to do yoga,
Okay.
don't do yoga.
Wait,
But-
is that an option for me? It's not an option. I'm doing yoga, everybody.
You like the yoga.
I don't like it during it. I like how I feel after it.
But it's like, I even told Will, I'm like, Will, we're going to give 30 days at Lifetime. So today is,
It's day 1. We're going today.
we're going to start tomorrow.
Why?
Well, then we'll go tonight.
Let's go tonight. All right. Well, here.
Like, probably like 9 p.m.
All right, everybody. We're gonna.
But-
we actually. Oh, I'm just gonna little plug here. I'll do a video about it later. We're good.
But we just have to do it. And it's like, if Lifetime isn't going to do it for us, then we're quitting Lifetime. Because it's like, if it doesn't work for you, adjust. If you don't love it, don't do it. But what you have to commit to is that 30 minutes. So if you don't like running, then bike. If you don't like biking, then do yoga. But that doesn't mean like, I don't like exercise, don't do anything. No. In the exercise category, find something that you like.
Okay, we talk
And do
about
it.
physical exercise. I want to talk about what type of mental exercises should people be doing, because I know for myself I recently got into self-development in a lot of different books and podcasts, and I challenged myself to listen or read 1 hour a day of something that's going to better me. Excuse me, I just burped. I said excuse me. Hey everybody. So I challenge myself to listen to something, listen or read, usually listen or watch, 1 hour a day whether it be Gary Vee, Travis Robertson, Rachel Hollis, Dave Hollis. I listened to something, one of my books, Simon Sinek, Gretchen Rubin, a lot of these other ones that are out there. 1 hour a day is what I'm doing to put new stuff in my mind. And it might be stuff I've already heard. So once again, it's rinse and repeat. I listen to the same books over and over and over again because they have a good message, and it takes more than once to fully grasp what you're listening to there. So that's what I do for my mental health. And yeah, what do we got here?
So what I'm going to do is, we've talked about this for a while, but at the end of the day, you just have to do it. It's like the exercise thing. Just go do it. Nike. But swoosh.
Trademark Nike, sorry.
But the piece that I really think where we can really accomplish a lot of the things that we want to accomplish is if we just start the day with it. So no, I'm not going to be going to Lifetime tonight because the way I have my day structured today, it just isn't going to work. Because you know what? If I go tonight, then I'm not going to go tomorrow morning. But I am going tomorrow morning, and I will get up early, and I'm going to start my day early. Yep. And it may not be at Lifetime, but it's going to be 30 minutes of something. And we will go on Facebook Live because that is what we're going to do. But not only that, I'm going to really work on my morning routine. I've read Miracle Morning. I know what to do. Now you just got to do it. So, ironically, I put my Start Today journal in my bag today because I'm like, I really struggle filling this Start Today journal out. And what the journal is, it's a Rachel Hollis journal. But every day you start your day with 5 things that you're grateful for. Because if you can get your mindset started right away in the morning for things that you're grateful for, just imagine how the rest of the day is going to flow. If you wake up stressed out, well, I bet you're going to be stressed out by your coffee. But if you can start your day by being grateful, what am I grateful for? And then the other piece is...
What are you grateful for? Are you willing to share?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm grateful for a lot of things, but... I am grateful for Will and how he loves me and how he's patient with me. I'm grateful for my mom and dad because they really give us endless support. I'm grateful for our business because we have really built a business on a solid foundation that's hopefully going to be a legacy for years to come.
Will be a legacy?
Will be a legacy now I've lost my train of thought. What did you just say?
Grateful for.
Yeah, what are you grateful for?
I know, but you corrected my...
You said hopefully will be.
Okay.
You said hopefully will be, and I'm going to go will be. Change the verbiage of the mindset right there.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm also grateful for our friends in our life and the people that we know in real life, but also the people that we don't know in real life that lift us up. Because when you think about it, all this self-development comes from a lot of people that we don't know. They do not know that we exist in this world, but I am grateful for them. And then I'm grateful, I must have been stretching. The birds were chirping. I was grateful for the birds chirping. I don't know why I said that.
You know what? I mean, every now and then, not to get all weird, but that's a really good thing in the morning. When you wake up and you go outside and you hear the birds chirping, you're just like, hey, there's no radiation in the air.
So you start your day by 5 things that you're grateful for, and then you go on to 10 dreams I made happen. And these 10 dreams are things these are basically your goals, but you have to write them like they've already happened. So for me, it's I'm debt free. I've got X amount of dollars in the bank. I've got a morning routine mastered. That is one of my dreams, by the way, is to have a morning routine mastered.
Oh man.
And then it finally goes, but what are you going to do first to achieve your goal? So this is the thing I'm committing to right now because this goes back to health. I have failed. I am 39 years old, and
I'm only 38.
I have probably failed what I consider healthy. I have failed at healthy for 31 years, more than likely. And that's a long time of failure built up in your system that if you can't let that go and release it, you will never find health. You are never going to get healthy. So it's I got to wash my hands of the past mistakes, the things I'm not proud of, the diets I've failed, the many diets I have failed. But it's okay, what am I going to do? I'm going to start today. I'm going to have a great morning routine. I'm going to move my body for 30 minutes doing something I like. I'm going to have good, healthy food options in my fridge and prepped. So when we're going on our day, we're not racing to have unhealthy things. Because let's face it, if you're hungry, you're in the car, you're running from appointment to appointment. I never want to have a roller dog again. Because I had one last weekend and it was disgusting and I didn't feel good. And it's like, that isn't fuel. That's like garbage.
Like ballast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you think about health, if you're like me and you feel like you have failed and you have failed again and again, you're worth it. You're worth it to keep trying. You're worth it to figure out what works for you. If you need an accountability partner or you need someone to be like, this is what I've done and this is how it's turned out and I've not done a good job, you can call me and we can be like, oh girl, I get it, or oh guy, I get it. Like, we've done X, Y, and Z. But I'm not going to stay in that space with you.
That's
It's gonna
super
be like,
important. No self-pity. It's the count to 10 thing. If it hurts, count to 10, then you're done.
Yeah.
Yep.
Give yourself a moment, forgive yourself, move on, but make better choices tomorrow. Because if you don't change, then that's on you.
Wow. just dropping truth bombs.
Will said I was feisty today.
Yeah. Said it. Y'all saw it. All right. Well, Sarah, once again, I love that this is all these topics are Sarah's ideas, and as you can tell, she's extremely passionate about it and just crushing them. I hate that term, but it is what it is. You're
Crushed it.
But
Will, you have a lot of topics on this as well, and we are going to talk about balance.
yeah, that's gonna be great because nope. The one thing I've received from Sarah this week is she's got a new saying, and I like it. If it's not a hell yeah,
It's a hell no.
so there you go, everybody. This has been William,
And Sarah.
joined by Mr. Marshall Saunders, and you've been listening to Failure in Health, a Good Life production.
A 31-year journey.
I mean, it's good.
Love it. Let's do a little cold open.
Hey, everybody, William,
And Sarah.
here to talk about health.
Let's do one more.
Okay, yeah. What do you want to say?
I'm thinking.
All right, I'm gonna log off of this. All right, everybody, we out. Deuces.